It is episode 81 of the Metal Roundtable. I am Metal Rob, and with me, as always, is the great Carcass John, and officially on board because you can see his picture in the open, the great Scott Cool Still Waters.
He's cool, but I don't know how still he is. He's a mover and a shaker.
Yeah, so Scott has the obvious. He's the obvious winner for coolest picture on the intro.
Yeah.
What's up, Potato Fry? And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I have the most unreadable shirt today.
I don't know if you can read mine. Go right ahead.
I can't see it. I see Scott's got the mask shirt on. Weed Eater.
Nope.
Weed something?
Weed Pecker.
All right, here we go.
And they're not even a death metal band. Necrophobic.
Yeah.
Brutal. Swedish death metal. Yes.
Yep. I'll be checking those guys out. They came in my Metalhead box last month. So what I want to do to kick off the show is, first of all, we can do any shout outs that we want. Anybody?
I got something.
Yes.
Yesterday was 2 years since we lost our brother, Bruce Corbett.
Correct.
And I think we actually have a few of these posters left if anybody's interested.
We do.
And I'm happy to sign them or whatever. But Bruce was an awesome front man. He fronted Rigor Mortis for a few years and then propelled other bands to the forefront, including his own War Beast, which I had the privilege of doing all the artwork for. And, you know, it's hard to believe it's already been 2 years, but man, what a loss to especially the Texas music scene. And but anyway, on a happier note, I mean, we get to celebrate his life all the time.
Yep.
You know, we have his music ensconced in vinyl, cassette, and CD, so we can do that. So, Matt, shout out to his wife Gina, who was a real trooper through his battle with cancer, and all his friends and family that endured to the end. And we had the privilege of interviewing him just days before he passed away. So, anyway. Yep. Sad day, glad day. I mean, he left quite a legacy behind, kind of like others that we've lamented and thought highly of. So,
yeah, if you want to go back and see that episode, we're very privileged to interview Bruce about 6 days before he passed, and that's episode 22. If you guys want to go back and check it out, and you'll hear me get shake voice at the end. It was just humbling to be. That's the first and only time I ever met the man, and it was humbling to be in his presence. But yeah, what a loss. And the video is back on episode 22 on the channel if you want to go check that out. What about you, Scott? Who are you shouting out?
All right.
Scott's ready to get to it.
He's ready to rock and roll.
All right. Well, okay, then I'm going to take a quick second to rant before we get started.
Rant away.
When it comes to album reviews and stuff like that, I'm always a positive reviewer. What I mean by that is if I don't like it, I'm just not going to talk about it. And I'm kind of in the camp of, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. When it comes to reviews, that's just me. I know that everybody else has different opinions, but one of the things that I want to talk about, and I'll be real quick before we get to the crux of the show here, is I talked about this the other day, the new Bloody Hammers album. And I love this thing. It is very punk influenced, still horror themed, and just a fantastic album. It's super fun, but lots of punk, lots of misfits, that kind of thing. Well, I saw Anders go online and kind of have to explain himself, or felt like he needed to explain himself about, I don't know, I can't remember the exact wording. I'm going to get this wrong, but I don't know if he was concerned that people were disappointed or that they didn't get what they thought they were getting. And I messaged those guys and said, what's up, Baron Von Headbanger? But I messaged the guys and said, no apologies. This is a great record. there are so many avenues to check out good music, and this thing is great. It is so cool. He wrote it obviously in quarantine while listening to his roots of NYC punk and stuff like that. And so I want to say again to Bloody Hammers, no apologies. This is a great record. I love it. I know that you guys are proud of it on Napalm Records, and nothing but good feedback from me. So that's it. I think you did a great job on it, and anybody that says otherwise needs to go do other things. I lost my steam. Sorry.
I got a little bit of a rant too. My No Life to Metal site is down. I paid for a year in October, and the company that I've been with for more than a decade has just gone.
Huh.
So,
How does that happen?
apparently, they decided they're no longer going to be hosting sites. So I'm not going to say names because I don't want to get into trouble. But yeah, that just blows. So I found another place, and I need to re-upload the entire site. So, and then I need to switch over the nolifetometal.com and .net names to it. So pain in the butt.
Yeah,
But
that sucks.
I you know what? They knew they were going to be doing that. So why would you take my money and knowing for a year and knowing darn well you're going to be closing?
And why couldn't they at least tell you about it, give you a warning so you didn't lose revenue, lose presence, lose whatever? I thought you made some sort of political banner or something and they shut you down. Then I would have really been mad.
What's up, Brad? The Unholy Trinity, he says. I love it. Are you guys ready to get to the meat of episode 81?
Dude, I was born ready.
It's the metal box, right?
We have talked about this before. Yes, we have talked about this before, and I've done a shout out to the metalheadbox.com, and I have not received a disappointing Metalhead box yet. Now, I've received a lot of stuff that I didn't know, but for me, that's a gold mine because I wouldn't be wearing this shirt without the Metalhead box. I wouldn't have checked out the band without the Metalhead box. I just didn't know about them.
Okay, time out. Oh. Have you not heard Necrophobic before?
I have.
Okay.
But
because they're going to rip your head off. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I checked them out because I got the shirt. I was like, well, I'm not going to wear the shirt and be a complete poser, so I'm going to go check it out. I did. I like it. And so the CDs are in my want list, and I will be getting some of those. So I'm going to start the death-defying feat of opening my... Is this the November or December Metalhead box? It just came. I don't know. I think it's the November one. December one.
I completely misunderstood, Rob. I thought you said we were doing the Metalhead box lunch, so I brought my lunch box.
Oh,
the Metalhead lunch box. So I got my Metalhead box, my Iron Maiden lunch box, and I brought my
So I brought a metal box too because I thought that's what we were doing.
I got my
and I got okay. I guess I misunderstood, but we can talk about stuff that we just bought. How about that?
I got
working with geniuses. All right, now shut up and get out of my way. I'm opening the box. All right, so here we go. Without cutting myself or any of the contents within,
that would be metal.
We are opening the Metalhead box live. I've been sitting on this for a few days, so I have seen a couple of spoilers. All right, you guys help me out.
Nergal from Behemoth.
I'm a black metal. I know nothing about black metal, man. That is the one sort of style of metal that I know.
I would say that's Nergal, but
okay.
Anyway.
Well, it's a sweet ass pin, I'll tell you that. So I'll put that with the rest of them. I don't know who that is. All right, we have a T-shirt.
Which box do you get? Thrash, heavy metal?
I just changed mine to heavy metal. I went back and forth between thrash and metal, and all right, let's see here. Okay, don't know anything about this band. I'll be check. Dark Fortress.
Dark Fortress. I thought they were out of business a long time ago, but that's a cool looking shirt.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's a way cool shirt.
All right. Well,
I
what
wish
kind of
I'd drawn
music
it.
is that, John?
That's kind of black and heavy metal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll dig it.
Check that out. Okay. Here we go. Pentagram gloves. What's up, AZ Mick?
Oh, Euronymous from Mayhem.
Oh,
According to
okay,
Baron-
okay,
The
okay.
pin. Okay.
Oh, yeah. See, Baron Von Headbanger, we need you to give us a metal
Is
education.
he our new fact checker?
So what is on those gloves?
Hang on, I'm putting them. I'll model them for you.
Oh gosh, yes, please.
Pentagram,
Connor Giebler. Hey, buddy.
pentagram and goat skull.
Oh well, someone's gonna be jealous.
Yes, they are. Okay, and I see something at the bottom of the box that's going to tie in with this, so I'm pretty excited. So, all right, got my gloves here. Okay, I'm pretty stoked about this because I've actually checked this band out. They're on my want list.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah, good band.
Yep. I've heard of this, and I was checking them out, and here it is in the box. That's pretty stinking cool.
Yep.
I was just checking them out last week, trying to figure out
Canadian band, as I recall. Yeah, kind of. I see them as kind of like UFO meets Thin Lizzy.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. Yep.
Possessed Steel. Anybody?
New one to me.
New one to me.
Right
Yeah,
on.
I don't know anything about it. Let's see. 2020 Temple of Mystery Records. Huh, sweet. Yeah, so see, new music I get to check out. There's another thing or two in here, and then I'll let you boys go.
I'll keep going.
This was a spoiler for me. I knew this was coming.
Oh, that's
Oh wow. I'm gonna roll you in the parking lot for that thing.
I win.
Yeah, that's a winner right there, chicken dinner.
Yeah, dude. I knew this was coming. I'm
You
really
need
excited
it way
about
worse
this.
than I do, however. I'd gladly let you have it.
Oh man. Yeah, that's awesome. Razor beanie.
it's a razor toque.
Toque.
Toque. Oh, sorry.
Not like a toboggan, as they call it down here in Texas, you know.
No, it's a toque.
It's a toque.
All right, and here's the autograph for this month. This is Nocturnus AD.
Yeah, from Florida.
Yeah, Mike Browning, drums and vocals. Nocturnus AD.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's death metal, black metal.
Yeah, they were on Roadrunner, RC Roadrunner back in the day when they were cranking out all that stuff from Morristown in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, they introduced keyboards to the mix, which was kind of weird. It's kind of a precursor to the Emperors and the Dark Funerals. Pretty killer though, and they kind of reunited after a few years, and
Okay.
it's killer.
Yeah,
Killer
this
stuff.
is a great box. I'll be checking these guys out, and I like these because I always frame these and put them in my secondary metal room over there. Cool.
Metal round.
Hey. That's
Nice.
a great one.
Well, since I didn't get a metal box in the mail, I did get some cool stuff in the mail, however. And speaking of weed pecker, they're a three-piece power trio from behind the Iron Curtain, and I think they're from Russia, but the package came from Poland, but they just remastered all their stuff on vinyl, pretty vinyl to match the shirt, and they sent a Weed Eater record bag hanging back there on the door, so I was pretty stoked to get that, and the T-shirt. So, and yeah, let's see. They sound kind of like Robin Trower meets Osric Tentacles. I did it. I did it.
Yeah, you did.
He missed it last week, so he had to get it in today.
Yeah, that's right. You want me to keep going? Because I got some pretty.
Do it, man. Yeah. What's up, Robin?
How about you heard of this band?
Okay, somebody just today asked me. Oh, Mark Fields.
Frozen Soul, baby.
Yeah.
From DFW, and look, it's the imported version of the clear vinyl. I went ahead and got the cassette, the frosty white, and the clear ice, and the disc, because I really love these dudes and support these dudes. They opened for they were on that bill with Obituary and Steel Bearing Hand, and they're a crushing band. If you love like the new Asphyx, which just dropped a new record this week, or Bolt Thrower, and you'll love Frozen Soul. And hey, look, some guy named Scott sent me this on a 180 limited run, 180 gram vinyl, and he sent me this cool. Let's see, what did I do with the picture? Well, he sent me an autograph picture, so I too will be hanging up a very cool autograph picture on my wall of flame.
Let's see it.
Sweet. Of which in my house there are many walls of flame, as you can well imagine.
Yeah, I got Robert works in the same building I do, so I got him to sign it for you real quick too.
Dude, that was freaking. That was a little bit of a shocker, and he sent me some other cool things on an old Life to Metal. I appreciate that, Scott. That is inches out of the way. This is a Spectral Voice in Vastum 7-inch split. Spectral Voice is basically Blood Incantation with another drummer, and it's on Dark Descent Records in all places, Colorado Springs, and it's the Steely Ice Blue. And one of my favorites of the year, this is probably my album of the year, Convulsions from Spain. One thing I love about grindcore is their economy of motion and sound and space, because there's an entire album on this 7-inch. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 songs, all in high fidelity, deep grooves, 180 gram 7-inch.
Nice.
What say you, Scott?
33 or 45?
45.
Wow.
Of course, it's grindcore, man. I mean, you know, if you're clocking in grindcore songs at over a minute and a half, too long. Those are like opuses.
So I have a friend who bought the Midrost last album, Charring the Rotting Earth, and he said he'd been listening to it over and over again, was really digging it, and he was playing it on 33 RPM. The album is 45 RPM. He says, dude, I just figured out that it's 45 RPM. He goes, it's so much better now.
Oh, that's funny.
So I had to go play it. I went and played it, and it just sounds more deathy, doomy, you know, at the slower speed. It doesn't sound bad. It just sounds a little darker death metal, you know, as opposed to the higher, faster thrash metal.
I did that with a Judas Priest 12-inch one time, and it sounded kind of like Zakk Wylde doing Judas Priest cover tunes, until we discovered that it was a 45 instead of a 33. So anyway, fun times. What else you got?
I just got this in the mail, and I pre-ordered this thing months ago, and I got hosed because the pre-order, they canceled it at the last minute. So then I had to go find it for a regular price, and the price had like doubled and tripled. Luckily, I found a copy for a decent price, although not as much as I pre-ordered it from. But this is a new UFO box set.
Wow.
So this thing is fantastic. I mean, it's pretty fat. See if I can.
Does it have a Oh, that's now. Wait a minute. Is that like all the UFOs, or is that just the UFO live?
It is just Strangers in the Night. So I'll show it to you. I'll pull it apart because it's worth looking at. So it is in a heavy box with a sleeve, but it comes with the regular album. So and it's a CD, obviously. You can get the vinyl too, but the vinyl is just this. So it's got the regular album, 2 discs, just like the 2 CDs the 2 vinyl that came with it, the original gatefold cover. It's got the little mini sleeves. But the whole point of the box set is this album is a combination of shows, right? It's a mixture of shows. These are all the full shows.
Oh, wow.
So you've got
cool.
Yeah. So you've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full shows, all from 78 with Schenker, that they pulled all these tracks from. And I heard 2 of them so far, and it's interesting because all of a sudden you're like, oh, and you immediately recognize, you know, that one's on the record, you know.
Right.
So it's an awesome set. I'm just like so stoked. All of them come with little mini sleeves. There's the front, the little information on it.
Mm-hmm.
Little mini record sleeve, the Chrysalis logo on the back, and then of course the CD, which looks like the old
The green label. Oh, the old. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Dude, that's really right. That's killer.
Yeah, it is. And then on top of that, there's also the CD case, but inside of there is the this like 24 or 36 page booklet with photos and the stories, and I haven't actually got to read it yet, but I'm pretty stoked about it. I literally just came in the mail, so I was yesterday, so I've only had a chance to listen to the first 2 CDs in the set, but man, I was excited to finally get a copy of that.
How much was that thing, Scott?
I paid a little around $60 for it.
Okay.
When I originally ordered it, it was $50. When I originally pre-ordered it, it was $50. So
And there's 7 CDs. Double plus 5.
8 CDs, right?
Oh wow.
1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So nine, including the double CD,
Right.
and the booklet.
That's killer.
Not bad at all. So yeah, I was stoked to get that and show it off. Here, this is another thing. I actually was in. My wife and I don't go anywhere. We don't go shopping. We just order everything online, go pick it up because everything's still closed here in New Mexico. So it's just not worth going out. But we had to go to Target the other day and grab a couple things, and they had this in the clearance bin.
That's awesome.
In the clearance bin. Come on, man.
So he was only he was $7, and I'm not really a big fan of Vivian's stuff he's done with Def Leppard, but I love the stuff he did with Dio. So it's too bad it doesn't have a Dio logo up here, you know. But regardless, still, I like these pop figures, these pop rock figures. I have some of them, and it's like for $7, I'm going to grab it. It's Vivian. He's a rock he's a heavy metal legend, so I had to get it.
That's awesome. Oh, I would have grabbed that without question.
All right, here's a few CDs. So, you know, I did a top 20 of 2020 video on my channel, and I got a ridiculous amount of responses. About half of them were like, you know, love it, great stuff. The other half were like, dude, I can't believe you didn't include this. Which is also cool because I'm like, all right, right on. So I started checking out some of the bands. People were like, I can't believe you didn't include this. This band is just fantastic. And if I had this in 2020, it would have made my list.
Yeah, right. I told you about those guys.
You did, and so did Metal War God and a few other people.
Awesome.
This is fantastic thrash metal. This is just rip your face off. Somewhere between Sodom, Destruction, and Slayer thrash metal.
In fact, their previous one has a song called Drone Wars. You should YouTube that one. That's got the nastiest breakdown I've heard in a long time in thrash.
What are they called?
Warfect.
Okay.
Spectre of Devastation, and they have it on the CD. Is available on Amazon. That's where I grabbed it from. It was.
I just put one of their tracks on your thrash comp there, Mr. Metal Rob.
That's where. Okay. We've talked about this then, because yes, I liked them on Facebook so that I could get notified when they did stuff, and yep, I'm recognizing the logo. Have not heard it yet, but
dude, it rips.
Okay, I'm in.
Now I need to find vinyl, and now the bad thing about finding a new band that I like is now I got to look for the old stuff, and that, you know,
they're all good. They're relentless.
I got my first new album of 2021.
Potato Fry. We would play it on the show if we could, but we can't.
This is Gale Force Subhuman. This is the new album from former Dio guitarist Tracy G.
Oh wow.
Very good, straightforward heavy metal. I mean, it's not 80s style whatsoever. It's very kind of cold mechanical, which kind of how he was when he was with Dio as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Vocalist is Mike Lee, or Mike Drive, whatever he's calling himself these days. Sounds a bit like Bruce Dickinson. So I mean, people are calling it power metal. There's no keyboards, there's no Dungeons and Dragons, bit of a modern vibe. Really digging it. I grabbed this one from Boone's Overstock, and it was autographed, so that's cool. I didn't realize they had autographed copies, but cool. There's another one of those ones that people said, you know, I can't believe you don't have that album. You didn't put it on your 2020 list, and this one isn't really doing it for me. This is the Ocean. You know, it starts off so good, and like the first couple minutes of it, I'm really like digging it. It's got this cool atmosphere, great instrumental, kind of prog rock thing going on, and then the dude starts singing and just screws it all up. It's kind of has those.
Scott and I review albums differently.
Well, but he's telling the truth because
I'm teasing you, man.
Because I checked it out too, and I was and what was my comment, Scott? It sounds like just generic Hot Topic
yes,
metalcore.
Musically, these guys are good, and there's some really cool prog parts on here. I listened to it all the way through, and some of the mellower, more atmospheric moments I really dug. But then they start playing this like metalcore garbage and mixing it in there, and the vocalist is doing that, pissed off drill sergeant yelling at a lazy cadet style, and angry principal yelling at a tardy student, that kind of thing. And I just
stop running in the hall.
Yeah, it just doesn't do it for me. So I did give it a second chance. I put it on again today. I was like, maybe I just wasn't in the right headspace. Maybe I just wasn't in the right mood. Let me give it another chance. I put it on again. The first few minutes, I'm like, yeah, this is great, man. I'm digging this. And then he starts singing, I'm like, dang, man, he just ruins it. Anyhow, it's just not my thing. I mean, if you're into metalcore or that style of vocal, then you'll probably dig it. Even that kind of like, I don't know if that's the right word to use, but even when it's the clean singing, it kind of has that emo vibe going on. If they had a killer vocals, I bet I'd like this a lot more. But anyhow, I did check it out. Someone said check it out. I checked it out. But that put me in the mood to listen to this. Beyond Creation.
I don't know it.
What? John,
do I know it?
Like you know who that band is.
What?
This is the actual album cover. That's like a box set version of it. Seriously, dude, if you have checked these guys out, this is an Algorithm. This is their latest album. This is progressive death metal. I mean, this is Yes playing death metal. Very few bands have a bass player who bring a lot to the band's sound. Like Iron Maiden or Motorhead and those kind of bands where the bass is as important as the guitars. This band is the same way. The bass player is as important as the guitar players. Fantastic band out of Canada. Vocal style is death metal. It's growled. But it's kind of has a little bit of that melodic Swedish, thing going on here and there. They got 3 albums. This is their last one. I think it came out in 2019 or 2020, something in that area. I love it so much. I bought it on CD the first time. Then I bought it on vinyl, and then I found out they had this box set thing. So I had to get the box set one because that's how much I like it. It comes
awesome.
with little buttons and cool crap.
Cool.
That's not new, but it's just like that. The Ocean. I'm like, I got to hear something good now.
It's new to you.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I picked up a couple of things.
Yeah,
a few things. Oh, go ahead.
I got only one more.
Only one? Seriously?
Well, I can show them a couple more if you want to, but I got one more that I was just pumped to get in the mail this past week, but finally come out on vinyl as a new bride. Here is Your God. And this thing is great. You've heard it, right, Rob?
I mastered it.
Yeah. So,
so did you hear it though?
I did.
It's good. I mean, what do you think? Be honest, Rob.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's good. If you like their old stuff, their old heavier stuff, you'll definitely dig this. Nice modern sound. The production's great.
Production's great. It's got a lot of double bass.
Mastering exceptional.
But it's not all double bass. It's got hooks. It's got good guitar solos. It's got melody. There's some more modern parts here or there. It's not like they're reaching back and doing 1980, 85 again, but it's still a great album from them, and I'm glad because some of that crap they were doing in the mid 90s and into 2000s was just awful. So, anyhow.
Well, I am excited because I am going to talk about a band that has makeup and hairspray, and I am stoked. I picked this Live Vixen album.
Oh, well, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah! You thought I was going a different direction, didn't you?
I thought Poser Mark was going to join us through the...
So, I got this. This has been on my list for a little while. I make no apologies. I am absolutely a hair metal fan, butt rock, whatever you want to call it. I just call it 80s metal.
Hey, I'm right there with you, man. I love stuff like that. So
Oh my
I
gosh,
love
dude.
Cinderella and Dawkins and
Yep.
Twisted Sister and all that kind of stuff. So
Yep.
I love Ostrich Tentacles.
Shut up. So I got this. This has been on my list for a while. I saw them right after this was recorded. Now this still has Janet Gardner on vocals, and they do a new song called "You Ought to Know by Now." So they've got a brand new song on here. This came out in 2018 on Rat Pack, and Rat Pack always puts out great stuff of this nature. And but they've also got stuff like Metal Church and stuff like that too. But anyway, I was curious about this. I finally picked it up. The studio version, or the studio track, is really, really good. I met these ladies up in Oklahoma a year or two ago at a concert opening for Kicks, and they were super, super sweet ladies. I'm so proud that I met them. But now they've got from Femme Fatale. It was her first show that night. It's escaping me. I've got her autographed picture right there, and it's covered up with anyway, help me out, YouTube world. Who sang for Femme Fatale? Oh my gosh.
I know what she looks like.
Yeah. Lorraine Lewis.
Lorraine Lewis.
I had to move the Angel box set so I could see it. But I'm hoping for a new studio album for them. I'll go through a couple more real quick. I was over at Born Late. Henry had bought a killer collection, and he let me buy some stuff from him to resell. So this will be coming to the RTC Music and Media store on eBay. I bought a bunch of autographed stuff from him. But, man, there's a lot of cool Union autographs, John Corabi autographs. I bought a bunch of stuff from him. I have never owned this on CD. I know. Sorry about the voice crack there. I know John was – I got nervous because I was afraid John was going to reach through the internet and grab me. I've had it on vinyl for years, but I finally picked this up. It's got some bonus tracks on it, oldie but a goodie. But here's one that I've been after for a few years. I finally saw these dudes open for King Diamond, I don't know, right before we all got shut down. And their song 13 Candles blew me away. I love it. I wasn't sure I was going to dig a full album by them because vocals are a little bit different. It's kind of a droney sort of thing. But, man, I have fallen in love.
Oh, yeah.
With Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats Bloodlust album. Now, I've got a lot more digging to do into these guys, but I could put 13 Candles on repeat and just let it go all night. I love it.
I got a stack, Jack.
Boom!
So you know, everybody had, I'm sure if you're a real metalhead, you have Scorpion's Animal Magnetism, right?
of course.
Right.
Well, do you know what the difference between this version? What's the difference between the German version, which I'm holding in my hands, and the regular American pressing?
The back cover is different. The dog's head is missing because it's. Yeah.
Everybody, grab your Animal Magnetisms and check out the difference. And I don't know why Americans thought that was so provocative that we couldn't put it on the album cover, but whatever. Now,
provocative, John.
This is one of my favorite new bands. I saw them at Psycho Vegas, and I really was impressed with them. And this album right here is freaking awesome, The Sciences. So I found this, but guess what? Do you have the band-only version on black and green split vinyl? I don't think so. So these are two peas in a pod. And then speaking of Baron von Headbanger said something about the Scandinavian hair metal scene. Well, how about this? How about Led
Crazy
Zeppelin?
Licks. I know about Crazy Licks. I don't know about Santa Cruz.
How about the Scandinavian broadcasts from '69?
Nice.
And these are a concert set live in a studio, and then for an FM broadcast, and then there's another one that's from a TV broadcast. This is pretty cool.
You're from a TV broadcast.
I am. Look at me now. And so I told I was over at the Hammers the other day, and I said, I tell you what, show me something by Black Sabbath I've never seen. And he walked right over and he pulled this bad boy out. Paranoid in New Jersey. This is another FM broadcast, and it sounds phenomenal.
Oh, dude, that's cool.
Killing Yourself to Live, Hole in the Sky, Iron Man, War Pig, Snowblind, Black Sabbath, Spiral Architect, Children of the Grave, and a end with Paranoid. I mean, show me something I've never seen before.
Yeah, I love all those live broadcasts that are coming out now. There's so many great ones coming out.
Yeah, agreed.
On vinyl and CD, there's both formats. There's some great stuff.
So
what else you got, Carcass? I got a funny little story to tell.
Oh gosh, I got tons of stuff. I've got a band called Turning Point. It's kind of a prog rock instrumental jazz fusion. I got a Taiwanese version of The Who Live at Leeds.
I love those Taiwanese bootlegs. I love them.
Now, I am not normally like Sleep and Monster Magnet and High on Fire. I'm really not into them. But this thing right here, this is the first Monster Magnet. This is the original album cover. This is a bootleg. Or not a bootleg, I'm sorry, a special import. And this thing rocks, dude. It's heavy, heavy, heavy. Speaking of Black Sabbath, this is actually really pretty good. This is Zakk Wylde's version of it, and it's on limited edition gold vinyl.
I've never checked out Zakk Sabbath.
It's pretty cool, man. I mean, it's just a heavier version of Black Sabbath. I mean,
okay.
If you can get any heavier than that. This is a killer band called Words That Burn. Never heard of them before. I looked them up, and these guys freaking rip. It's like a mixture of hardcore and thrash from Wisconsin. Must be something in the water. Of course, if I had to watch the Packers, I would probably do something angry and mean like that too. But I don't know.
Go Cowboys!
Go Cowboys! Man, I've got a stack of records, and I don't want to bore anybody. But how about this? Anybody know who Killer is?
I've seen the cover.
Killer, heavy metal. I love Frank Zappa. This is one that sort of escaped me, Sleep Dirt. It's really cool, mostly instrumental stuff. And who doesn't need a Grand Funk Railroad double vinyl on blue and red? Kind of fun. That was Walmart, as much as I don't ever want to go there again because of their Chinese connection, they are the largest brick and mortar retailer of music these days. So unfortunately, I'm almost disappointed that I know that. Tolinen, another ripping Swedish guitarist playing rock and roll. Record Store Day, Decibel, Volume 1, and it's got Napalm Death, Red Fang, Cirith Ungol, Undergang, Drouth, Necrot, Wolf King, Incantation, Plague Years, and Woman is the Earth. Some pretty cool stuff. And then here's one that I really, really dig. It's a single by Motorhead.
I love that single.
And it's called Death Forever. And it's got On the Road Live, Steal Your Face Live, and interestingly enough, this is produced by Bill Laswell. Anybody know who Bill Laswell is? Anybody?
I sold some of his records.
Laswell used to play bass and do some production work for Miles Davis. And he's an old African-American fellow, and he does everything from Japanese noise grind to ambient soundscapes to pure jazz fusion, techno, dub. And at one point, even into his 70s and 80s, was putting out 3 and 4 records a year of just different kinds of music. And he has one project called Praxis, and he used Devastation Idolatry as a loop, and then a grinder against nails as part of the track. And it's like one track, 48 minutes. You should check it out. I have it, of course, but I have a special shelf in my room, and I can put 220 CDs on one shelf, or 120 CDs on one shelf, and he takes up a complete shelf and part of another. That's how prolific he is.
Wow.
So anyway, but he's the one that produced this doggone thing.
So, hey John, Before I asked, that lead album, the Live at Leeds album, is that the complete show?
No, it's just like this. It's like the American release. It's only in fact, it's a complete ripoff of the American release.
Ah.
With a it's almost like a kindergartner drew the cover, but anyway, so unfortunately, Scott, I feel bad for you being locked down in New Mexico. We were able to at least mask up and get out and keep our hands clean and do all that other stuff. So it's kind of, I love getting out. Shopping online is just really not my thing. Sometimes if I like this convulsions, I mean, you're not going to be able to walk into any store and pick this up. I mean, this is so specialized that I bought it offline. And if you haven't checked out their Grindcore Alliance show on YouTube, check it out. Convulsions Live at the Grindcore Alliance. It's a full set. They do about 20 songs in about 16 minutes. It's freaking awesome. Great production, great sound. But man, there's nothing better than just getting out. And I think it's funny when when you go up to the cash register and they say, "Did you find everything you're looking for?" And I always tell them, I didn't know I needed this until I saw it. So
right.
That's the way I like to handle it. Now, didn't you, Rob, didn't you guys, well, 3 of the horsemen of the Rockopolis, didn't you go out to Abilene? You didn't find anything much there, or?
I picked up a couple of things for Scott, actually. I picked up, they're already in the mail, by the way, or I'd show them to you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. I picked up, Scott and I were talking last week, and because I bought this huge cassette collection, and he asked me if I had Aerosmith rocks, and I had, I don't know, 6 or 8 Aerosmith tapes, but no rocks. So I got out there and went through the cassettes, and sure enough, there was a copy of Rocks. So I grabbed that for him, and then I also found a Ted Nugent picture disc, which you said was Amboy Duke stuff, right?
Correct.
Okay, so those are on the way to you, and enjoy those. But before we wrap it up and sign off here in a minute, I want to tell you guys a funny story. And Scott will know who I'm talking about, but I've been sworn to secrecy, so I will not mention any names. So Scott and I are doing work for this artist that was around back in the 70s, early 80s and stuff like that. So I was talking to this guy on the phone the other day because I'm transferring some cassettes for him and some DAT tapes, among other things, that had some other artists on them. And so anyway, I came across this cassette, and I was texting with him, and he called me immediately and said, "Hey, what do you have?" Because he just sent me the box of tapes. And he didn't really go through all of it. He just, found them and said, "Here, I need these transferred." So anyway, I'm looking at this tape, and it says, the name of a couple of stories, and it tells who the stories are written by, and it has the lady's name, and then it says read by Daddy Pat, and it has the date on it. So when I was talking to this artist on the phone, I said, "Hey, one of the tapes you sent was this. This has got to be I'm guessing this is your dad or your granddad or somebody, reading these stories." He goes, No, that's the godfather of my youngest daughter. That's Pat Boone.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to be transferring Pat Boone reading some stories. Apparently they're Christmas stories or something written by this lady. And you never know where your mastering journey is going to take you. And it took me to Pat Boone this week.
Well, Pat Boone did a heavy metal record.
He sure did.
So he's
did.
He's in the clique for
and
sure.
He took a lot of crap for that.
Yep. Well, more power to him.
Yeah, bring it on,
Pat. To Pat Boone. Whoever thought you'd say that live and in color.
Yeah. So there you go. That's that wraps it up for me, boys. Thanks for letting me open in the Metalhead box live on the show. That was fun.
I got this one CD that I just got in. I haven't even heard it yet. Somebody just brought it over to my house and literally dropped it off. I don't know. Maybe John, you've heard these guys because I don't know them. This is Indignity and Crocophile. obviously death metal of some sort.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before. Is that No Life Till Record? What is that? Slam Worldwide?
Rotten Music.
Hmm.
I've not even heard it yet, so I thought maybe you might know it.
I'm guessing it's probably brutal.
Then I walked out to my mailbox one day and there's a kid, literally a kid, probably, 18, 19, 20 years old. And he's at the mailbox before me. And he opens the mailbox. All right, my CDs are here. I'm like, dude, you like CDs? See that? He goes, heck yeah, man. I like my music on physical formats. And I'm like, right on. What do you listen to? Mostly metal and death metal. I was like, cool. I said, I'll have to drop a couple things off to your house.
Are you a kid that I don't know about?
So yeah, so I was like, right on. So he, when I wasn't home one day, he came over and dropped this CD off, and my wife said, "Here, have your husband check this out." So I haven't heard it yet, but
that's awesome.
I'm gonna take him down to Madras CD.
Oh yeah. Oh, he'll love that. That'll be a good one. Cool. Well, that's all I've got. Any parting shots, boys?
No, I like the idea of buying music in an actual physical copy, though. I mean, I do download some stuff off of Bandcamp, but I pay for it. But if I can find the physical copy, absolutely, I'm buying the.
Yeah, I want to own it. I want to have it in my hands.
Yep.
I got a little one more thing I could tell you. That's kind of I haven't announced it yet to anybody, but we'll break it live here. And I don't even know if I've told Rob yet, but it looks like we've signed to re-release Madras' first album on vinyl.
Oh, very nice.
Maleficent is coming on vinyl and on CD as well with a bonus track. And we are going to be hiring this dude from Bombworks Sound to do the mastering. So
who could that idiot be?
You know what? I saw a compilation called No Legacy, and it had a Madras track on it. And the rest of the album is, let's see, let me try to be like Rob. The rest of the album is really not to my liking. I mean, they're great musicians, but it's like a stoner rock album, but poorly done stoner rock. No offense. And then there's a Madras track on there, and I'm like, and I wanted to buy it just for the Madras track, but I couldn't justify nearly $30 for one track. So,
well, I'm excited about it. I really like Maleficent. That's the name of the album that we're doing. So it's a great album.
Gary Ireton. Wow, there's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Hey, Gary, what's going on?
What's up, dude? Well, until episode 82, which we have no clue what that's going to be, I want to tell you guys while we're all live on the air, I am working. I sent out a whole bunch of requests for promo today, which will include hopefully some interviews soon. So hopefully we can line up a couple of guests in the near future, because I know everybody's tired of looking at these faces, especially that one right there. Anyway, I got nothing else, boys. Thank you for joining us. Everybody that chimed in, we appreciate you very, very much. Thank you for posting the comments. We do see them, and I will try to respond to everybody later on. And yeah, that's it. Until next time,
metal will prevail.